Take your truck to new heights with Rough Country's 3.5-inch no-cut kit for GM HD model pickup trucks. This all-inclusive kit comes with everything you need, and installation is a piece of cake. Before you begin installation, review the included instructions and make sure you have all the required parts and hardware before proceeding. You'll also want to verify that you have all the proper tools before disassembling your vehicle. For more helpful tips to follow before beginning installation, visit www.roughcountry.com/before you lift. To begin installation, remove the wheels and tires. Measure and record the torsion bar adjustment bolts. Remove the torsion bar adjustment bolt. Use the torsion bar tool to load the torsion key. Remove the torsion bar adjustment block and factory torsion key. Install the Rough Country torsion key. Remove the skid plate. Remove the front two differential mounting bolts. Install the supplied differential spacers between the differential mount and the frame. Then secure using the supplied hardware and tighten to factory specs. Remove the rear two differential mounting bolts and install the supplied differential spacers between the differential mount and the frame, again securing with the supplied hardware and tightening to factory specs. Unplug the ABS wire at the frame. Remove the lower shock hardware and retain for reuse. Remove the upper shock hardware. Remove the shock from the truck. Remove the upper ball joint nut. Remove the cam bolts and retain for reuse. Remove the factory upper control arm from the truck. Install the supplied Rough Country control arm. Reinstall the factory cam bolts, but do not tighten at this time. Tighten the upper ball joint nut to factory specs. Install the upper shock relocation bracket using the supplied bushings and washers, and install the Rough Country shock and the upper shock bracket to the frame. Install the factory lower shock hardware and tighten to factory specs. Now tighten the cam bolts to factory specs. Load the torsion key and install the adjustment block and bolt. Set the bolt to the recorded measurement before removal. Remove the rear factory shock absorbers, retaining the factory hardware for reuse. Remove the factory U-bolts and factory blocks. Lower the axle enough to allow the supplied block to be installed. Install the block on the factory spring pad. The center pin should be installed offset to the front of the vehicle. Raise the axle to meet the springs, making sure to align the center pin. With slight pressure applied to the rear axle to keep the pin aligned, install the supplied U-bolts and tighten in a crossing pattern. Locate the supplied rear shock absorbers and install in the factory mounting locations using factory hardware. After installing any suspension component, it is advised that you have a qualified alignment center give your vehicle a proper alignment immediately.